May the winds of fortune blow in your favor, some might say. Well, Niantic might say, because they did say that. They've revealed that Rayquaza is coming back to raid battles in Pokemon Go, and you can now get, wait for it, a shiny Rayquaza. Oh man, this is something that everybody has been wanting for quite a while, so let's do this. We'll go ahead and cover some things that you're going to want to know and possibly ways to optimize the fight and subsequent catching of Rayquaza. I do have some notes that I'm going to look at. I don't like to deceive anybody. Yes, I will be looking down at that. So anyway, Rayquaza itself, it's just a wonderful PvE attacker to have. Definitely, I would say really just catch as many as possible in this time. It's going to be July 31st to September 2nd. That starts at 1 o'clock. That's on the Pacific time though, so 1 p.m. Pacific. Catch as many as you can, even just aside from getting the shiny. Obviously try to get that shiny, which looks really, really cool, all black. If you're into PvP, unlike myself, I'll also say that Rayquaza can do some goodness in the Master League, so certainly look into that elsewhere if you are really into PvP and whatnot. But of course, I believe Rayquaza at this point has the 8th best attack stat in the game. That's just attack stat. We're not talking like 8th best attacker overall or anything. We're just looking at the one statistic of attack. So that's wonderful. But when you catch one, I always typically like to optimize it for dragon type moves. Dragon Tail and Outrage were always the best combo in the past for movesets. I don't think that they're gonna add anything new here for this like particular event or anything like that that's gonna overshadow those. Kind of a fun fact, just to quickly say, Moltres I think is now the new flying champ because they've added some new moves to the game, but Ray actually used to be really great for the flying combination as well. That's just, flying is not really like a huge part of the meta, I would say. There's a lot of other types that are going to be more meta relevant when you need them. So still, I think go with that Dragon Rayquaza, of course. Just a word to the wise of everybody, Dragonite, Salamence, Garchomp, they aren't obsolete or anything, but Rayquaza still is on top as the Dragon King. So we'll go ahead and put Rayquaza's weaknesses on screen right now. Just know that, of course, if you want the best of the best, go Ice type. 256% damage, that's 4 times the damage, basically. And so who's the leader of that? Well, it's gonna be Mamoswine. We did have that community day, and I remember kind of after the fact, everybody was like, oh my gosh, we need shiny Rayquaza after this. We just got Mamoswine, you know, this was back when the community day was happening. They were saying, oh my god, you know, Mamoswine is perfect for going up against Rayquaza. And they did have Rayquaza back, but it wasn't the shiny form. But anyway, Mamoswine with Powder Snow and Avalanche will be top dog, or Mammoth. If you don't have a Mamoswine, I would imagine most of you do, but let's just say you don't have that many, or you just got like one or something that's really good. You could possibly go like Weavile with Ice Shard and Avalanche as the moves, maybe Glaceon with those same moves. What's funny is Mewtwo can actually even also have Ice Beam as a charge attack, and it actually will be okay in the raid as well. But still, go with Mamoswine or something above that. Hopefully you have one of those, but I'm really gonna stress, if you still don't have any of those that I just mentioned, then, and again, I really stress that point because I know someone will come out in the comments and be like, no, that's not the best one, you need to do this. This is only if you don't have what we said before, so hopefully you do have one, as I said. But Regice, you know, look for some other ice types. Regice would be kind of more of a tank in this raid. Articuno and Walrein, I guess, kind of decent. Down the line, as you'd imagine, basically, from there. If you really just don't have those, like if your ice-type game is just really poor, you know, maybe you haven't optimized them, you haven't powered them up. I mean, you still have some time maybe to power them up over the next 2 days or so, and, you know, the month while Rayquaza is still going on, but obviously you want to, if you're really trying to optimize, you want to get in there as fast as possible, get as many Rayquazas as possible. But hey, I mean, maybe if you don't have good ice types or you don't have a full team of them, you could possibly go Dialga, go with that as another option, actually for some high TDO to some degree. But I do like Mamoswine as an attacker overall. I think it sits at 29 on the attack stat and 22 on HP, but not so solid on defense, so sometimes it can fall easily if you haven't powered it up a whole lot, but again, this should be great for you in this fight. So please remember, of course, to hit up the legendary raid hours. You know, they do those on Wednesdays, whenever they do them. There's just like occasionally they won't do one for usually in lieu of another event. And maybe you know this next part, but you can hit a raid once you're in the battle, and you can already start walking or driving to your next raid destination if you're trying to do as many as possible. And we can even look at their video. You know, they did have a video to announce Rayquaza being shiny here in Pokemon Go. And with all of that, they actually show one throw at the very end of it, and sometimes I like to look at where the catch circles are on different Pokemon and how to optimize your throw. This one, you know, just aim for the mouth and the nose when catching that area. So like a shark, something you should never do, punch it right in the nose. Also, punch that like button. People say that nowadays. But really, more importantly, hit that subscribe and the bell, and then turn on everything with the bell if you want to optimize your game. And I like to, on this channel, kind of go with realistic optimization. Not everybody has access to everything that, you know, big city players might have. Maybe you're in rural, small towns. Maybe you are like me, you have a kid and a job and all these other things, you know, that get in your way of how much you want to play Pokemon Go. But so I like to realistically kind of optimize, give you all the different options just for your game in general. So subscribe for that. Ladies and gentlemen, get as many of those black dragons as you can, and I will catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.